Yo, what up everybody, it's Yin Yang with a review here. First of all, I want to thank IOI for the review copy that allowed me not only to play the new roguelike expansion that is Hitman Freelancer, which I will cover at the end of this video, so stick around so you can find out. They also allowed me to play the full trilogy that is Hitman 1, Hitman 2, and Hitman 3, which missions in this game slowly made its way into my heart, making them one of my all-time favorite video games. Okay, let's begin this video by saying the Hitman Trilogy is a compilation of great games, with a few flaws that do not affect that immersion that this game really gives you, and the whole replayability that you can have with each and every single mission. Okay, let's begin with Hitman 1, where you begin as Agent 47 meeting his allies while trying to terminate contracts given to you by a secret and mysterious entity, while you're killing mobsters and crime lords left and right with pretty much any object in the map. You're also trying to figure out who Agent 47 really is. Okay, let's begin with the pros. Let me begin by saying that this game is easily to get hooked on thanks to the great immersiveness, that's the word, the great immersiveness that you can get by being Agent 47. It also has massive replayability options, not only by the weapons that you can find in the game, but the ways that you can terminate those contracts. It also has a great story, which I could say could really do with a little remake just to make it better for new players. This game is also totally open for you to choose what to do. It's a hard game, let me tell you that. It really makes you feel like you're a hitman. And the PS5 update that just came out feels like it is a complete game changer from the version I played on the PS4 a couple of months ago. Let's say that it's a short game, and that's the reason why you can have so much replayability. And by that, I repeat, it's got some great inside stories in the missions that will want you to keep on playing to find every single detail that this first game has. Now, let's go with the cons that, well, I repeat, this game feels kind of old. It could really use a remaster or a remake. The PS5 update just gives you a little bit of immersiveness thanks to the triggers on the controller. There's some poor face animations, like I could really not understand nothing if I was not having the audio, which nowadays is really different from actual games that you can read the lips of the animation and you understand what they're saying. I can also mention that some of the NPCs have the same voice actors, and me, as somebody that works with audio, I could really tell from that. Like, I killed this dude a room ago, and the next room he was voice acting as a chef, and it was like, no man, like, change it a little bit. Again, it's a pro and a con. It's a short game due to the long cinematics that make the game feel so short. They are really long cinematics, and that kind of takes the fun out of this game. And for that reason, I'm gonna give Hitman 1 an 8 out of 10. Now, let's go to Hitman 2, which I can say is easily one of my favorite video games of all time. Let's begin with the details of the story. We follow Agent 47's storyline right where we left off. Like, literally right where we left off. You are looking for a secret organization called Providence that is trying to take over the world from the shadows. Like, duh, you're a secret agent. And it's up to you, the player, to eliminate the targets however you want or however you can in order to keep the constant from world domination. The Hitman 2 pros are similar to Hitman 1, but I can actually say that the gameplay is more fluid. There is higher immersion thanks to the great variety of weapons that you start out with. It's got a much better tutorial in the beginning, so much better animations. You can fully immerse yourself in the replayability. Like, I've played this game several of times when I'm bored. This is one of the games that easily I can pick up and replay a mission in a whole different way that I had never seen before. The maps are bigger, there are better storylines, there are more NPCs, and by that, it's a highly addictive game. Now, the cons of these games are kind of repetitive from Hitman 1. They learned from the past, but they also took one of the best things from the game, which was the cinematics, which in this game feel like a PowerPoint presentation. We don't have no face animations, we don't have nothing in the cinematics but a couple of pictures just being dropped in front of you. The bland voice acting, due to no having animation, is present. We could really have better animations, and this game, in my terms, would be a 10 out of 10. But due to the cinematics not being cinematics, I give it a 9 out of 10. Now, let's talk about Hitman 3. In Hitman 3, Agent 47 goes into new territory, giving us the player a whole new and more dangerous story than ever before. Even though it begins by making your last mission in the last game a total waste of time, it slowly makes its way into one of the best video games I have ever played. And here are the reasons why. The cinematics are better animated, it's got an incredible intro, the gameplay is way better, like, I don't know what they did, but it's superb gameplay, man, like, chef's kiss. The maps are massive. If the second game's maps were massive, let's just say that these games went up and beyond to what they were doing. It's got great levels, and they are challenging you and 47. And let's say that the ending of this game, without spoilers, is spectacular, like one of my favorite levels in the whole trilogy. And now, let's head to the negatives of this video game. Like I already said, the first act totally makes the previous game's last act totally pointless. Like, you can skip it, don't even play it. It's not necessary. I don't know why they decided to do that, but that's the direction they took. And story-wise, I get why they did it. We could not have the spectacular ending if it was not due to the first act. Now, there are some confusing puzzles inside the quests that, putting yourself in the shoes of a hitman, I don't think that you would have to deal with something like that. This might be spoilers for you, but I don't think an assassin would be looking around the room for clues inside a clock to open a safe, you know? Like, I think an assassin would find the quickest way to get in, the quickest way to get out. No time to look for puzzles. I'm sorry, but I don't think it was necessary to do that. Other than that, there are some small obvious plots, like the biggest plot twist, I could see it a mile away. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you, as the first time player, you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna like it, but I saw it as really obvious. Also, the storyline sometimes wants you to feel 47's losses, but due to bland storyline in the past games, I cannot, like, totally immerse myself in 47's shoes when it comes to his allies, and I can't say more for spoiler reasons. I would like to mention this, that it was a constant in most of the games, but I don't want to take it as a con in this particular game, that the AI kept getting dumber. Like, for some reason, the AI from the first game was not carried on to the second or the third game. Or maybe me, as a player who spent more than 10 hours playing this game, became a better hitman and better Agent 47, and that's why the AI was dumber, because I was better. And just to finish off this Hitman 3 review, I want to give it a 10 out of 10. It's a superb video game. with some minor flaws that don't affect much to the gameplay. It's more a personal reason, and that's why I'm not gonna take it out on the score. To end this fantastic trilogy of games, which have its minor flaws, we have the Hitman Freelancer update, which is a new roguelike mode coming to all Hitman World of Assassination owners on January 26th. So, by now that this review came out, you should be already playing it. If you haven't, you are missing out. Once again, you take the role of Agent 47, who is now a freelancer assassin. For those who don't know what a freelancer is, I'm a freelancer. I get the jobs that I want. If I don't take the job, I don't get paid. After the events of the recent trilogy, which I mentioned with no major spoilers, I hope, for some of you, the secret organization named Providence is no more, and it's up to you, the player, to decide Agent 47's role in this new world order. In this new update, you are in full control of Agent 47's missions, as you are told from the moment that you step into your base of operations, which is also your safe house. I must point out that I would have wished that we had this from the beginning of the game instead of loading menus, because this was more immersive and I could really enjoy being Agent 47. In this particular area is where you will prepare for the challenges which you are about to face. As Agent 47, you must execute his contracts in 19 different locations based on 6 different continents: Africa, Asia, Europe, North America, Oceania, and South America. But be careful, if you die in one of these missions, there are no redos and you will lose all of the weapons that you've obtained and all of the gear that you bought. Which I would like to give a special shout out to all of the suppliers in these missions, because you start out with a single gun, but by finding the suppliers, you get extra weapons and extra gear that I had not seen in the past trilogy. But by buying weapons from them, they come with a high price. Obviously, they are smuggling illegal things. I also like to mention that these levels in the new mode are familiar to all those players who have played the previous installments like myself. Although your targets are completely new, which makes this mode an awesome add-on, because you can completely hear how they're talking about your previous targets while you're completing these missions. Like, I remember there was this particular mission where I was in Miami and they were talking about Robert Knox. I am not going to spoil who Robert Knox is, but he is part of a contract in one of the Hitman games. So, to wrap up this review, I would like to give an 8 out of 10 to Hitman Freelancer, because it's an incredible game that makes you really feel like you're Agent 47 because you decide each step of the way. There is nobody telling you nothing. If you don't find the clues, you won't solve the mission. But long loading screens and old maps stopped me from wanting to play more after I finished most of the missions available. Honestly, like, if they would have added a little bit of more content, I would have enjoyed this game a bit more. Let's wrap this whole present up in a beautiful paper and with a big bow tie, cause, well, it was a great gift for me. I love these games, and that's why I would like to give this trilogy a solid 9 out of 10. If they were to fix some of the old game issues like face animations, full cinematics instead of a slideshow that feels straight out of a PowerPoint presentation, and those side character storylines, it could be a solid 10 out of 10 for me. Remember, this is my review, not your review. Go and play the game. You're going to love it. I can't wait to see what's next in Agent 47 storyline, and more importantly, I'm eager to see what's in store for IO Interactive, who have earned my respect and appreciation for this wonderful opportunity that allowed me to play these massive and replayable games, which whenever I am bored of my old games, I like to boot my favorite Agent 47 missions, trying to find new and clever ways to finish old targets. That's all for now. I hope you liked it. Remember to like and subscribe. Here is Yin Yang on the track, yo.